Hello everyone, I'm Seth Peacock, Vice President of the Board of Education, here with my son Zachary Peacock. We've came out early this morning to go learn more about the employees of the district. This morning we're going to go inside and meet the fine folks of our food service department and see what they're cooking up today. Let's go inside.
ICSD TV presents the people who work in the Ithaca City School District.
I'm here with our school lunch director, and tell us your name.
Denise Agati.
Now, Denise, how long have you been working for the school district?
I've been working for the school district almost 29 years in a position officially about 6 months.
And tell us where we are. It looks like we're in the kitchen. What building are we in?
Actually, we're in Boynton Middle School cafeteria. This is the main kitchen where we do all the satelliting for the district, do a lot of prep.
And you said satelliting. What does that mean?
We send out to all the elementary schools, all the lunches come out from the main kitchen.
And what about the high school?
The high school does a lot of the prepping. They do a lot of their own prepping at the school.
Now, I see we have some people behind us getting food ready for our students. How many people work in this main kitchen?
We're supposed to have around 11 people in the main kitchen. It depends on how much we're covering for the other schools, but they do a great job of covering each other and taking care of each other and making sure those kids get fed.
Now, we're here in Boynton. Who prepares the food for Boynton? Does this kitchen do Boynton as well?
We do Boynton. Boynton does their own food.
All right, great. So tell us what's going on here. What is your staff working on today?
Actually, we're getting ready to send out for the elementary schools this morning. We're prepping macaroni and cheese. We're doing production for Boynton Middle School at the same time. We have someone to work with. Jennifer Doolittle over here is the school lunch manager of Boynton, and she's organizes the prepping and sending out of the school the staff supplies and the food for today.
Great. Now, I noticed there's a lot of equipment around here. You mind showing me some of the stuff and telling me what it does?
Actually, this is a combi oven. Really nice oven, nice piece of equipment. It does steam, convection, and in between.
Now, I see this humongous pot over here. What's this thing and how does it work?
This is like a big pot that you put on a stove, but a larger size. It's an 80-gallon kettle where we do cooking over like our macaroni casseroles, prepping. We're doing our cheese sauce over here.
And how many gallons is this again?
80 gallons.
Hey Denise, I notice in the macaroni and cheese here. What are all those things spinning in there?
It's just like a big mixer, because when it heats, heating up the cheese so it doesn't burn on the bottom, it keeps spinning it to keep it heating up.
Now, how do you get all this stuff out and into trays or containers?
Actually, what we're going to do, the mixer lifts up, so there's a lift on it, and then they scoop it out pretty much by hand.
And this pot here is enough for all the kids in the district today, or?
That will cover about 2,000 meals.
So let's take a look in this freezer. What do we have in here, Denise?
This is the food that we're pretty much getting ready to send out to the elementary schools. It's on a cart, ready to go. We do a lot of the stuff we prep ahead of time. We stick it in the freezer to keep it cool. We have 3 freezers, 3 big freezer walk-in units, and 3 actually just refrigerator walk-ins.
Now, what do we have here? It looks like Uncrustables and strudel apple treats or something. What are those?
We have peanut butter and jelly and breakfast products that are sending out right now for this year's guidelines. They'll be all changing next year.
Great. Denise, tell us what's back here.
Okay, right here is where we get a lot of our government foods, and we store them back in the freezer back here, so a lot of meats and...
When you say government foods, what do you mean?
The USDA provides us with some commodities, like hamburger or roasted chicken teriyaki, and...
So, Denise, we're here in, what department is this?
This is our salad department. So Pia does a great job of making the different salads. healthy salads. We have tuna fish, egg right from a raw product, chicken breast. Yep. Sophia, she cooks that all up and chills it to put on the salads, fresh salads every day. She makes beautiful vegetable salads and fruit salads.
Great. So let's get a chance to meet the salad department folks here. Hi, tell us your name, please.
Sophia,
And how long have you been working for the district?
6 years.
And have you always worked in Boynton?
Sometimes go everywhere, not stay here, because sometimes people search, sometimes people not. I'm not stay here all time, so every year sometimes I go a lot, and every school not in here.
So right now you're working in the salad department.
Yeah.
Do you work in the other areas of the kitchen at all?
I work all in the kitchen in here. In the morning I make food in here, and I go to another school. I have pizza, sometimes I cashier like that, and that's it.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Wanda.
Good morning.
Now, what are you doing here? It looks like some type of breakfast food. Tell us about that.
Preparing some breakfast sandwiches. They consist of an English muffin, egg, bacon, egg, ham, and cheese. And we also make them with sausage, egg, and cheese, and bacon, egg, and cheese.
Great. Now, I see you're making breakfast now. Is there a point where you switch over to lunch?
Absolutely.
No.
We start with breakfast. We go in order.
Can you just give us some background? How long have you been working for the district?
I've been working for food service. I'll complete my first year here, but I've been working for the district for 13 years.
And what did you do before you came over to food service?
I was the attendance secretary here at Boynton.
Oh, okay. And how do you like the change from attendance to food service?
I love it. It's all about kids. We have a great cohesive team here.
Great. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
So let's meet another one of our food service workers here at the main station. Can you tell us your name, please?
My name's Michelle Franklin.
Michelle Franklin. Well, Michelle, how long have you been working for the district?
I've been here 1 year.
And in that time, has it all been with food service?
Yes.
And tell us what you do here.
Right now I'm currently doing the cook's position. I prepare the meals for the elementary schools, and then I prepare lunch for Boynton. Sometimes I go to other schools to help serve and run their cafeterias for them.
Now tell us, as far as any special training that you took or any schooling for this cook position, what did you have to do?
I came into the district with over 17 years of experience in food service. When I started out, I wasn't in this position, but I've learned a lot as time has gone on. So I came with some experience.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you develop a menu? What type of stuff do you try and serve to our students?
Actually, the menu is planned by my manager, Jen. She makes sure it meets all of the nutritional requirements and the right amount of proteins and vegetables for it, and then we prepare it for them. We make sure we're doing the right serving size and following the recipes the way they ask.
Now, what time does your day start? When do you start working in the kitchen here?
I come in at 5:30 in the morning. I get up about an hour before that, so it's an early day.
And what time does your day typically end?
About 1:30.
Great. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm here with Jennifer, the manager of our school lunch department. And Jen, tell us how long you've been working for the district.
I've been here for about 15 years, but I've only been a manager for about 2.
And was that whole 15 years in food service?
Yes.
Now, we're here in the main cook station here. And how do you develop the recipes that you serve to our students?
A lot of recipes were developed before I was even here, so they're long-standing. But if we develop new recipes, we pretty much start with a really small batch and then just expand from there.
And who do you serve this small batch to?
Usually Boynton gets the small batches. They're pretty much our test school.
And do they get to rate these small batches in their test kitchen and see what the students' response to the recipes are?
The students here at Boynton definitely tell us what they think about the food. They're pretty open.
So tell us about one of your flops that the students actually didn't like.
Oh, there's been quite a few, but I can't pinpoint one specifically. This year, especially, we've tried a lot of different stuff because we're trying to go to the healthier side of things, and Some things they like, some things they don't.
Well, then give us an example of a healthy recipe you've tried that the kids have really responded to.
Pasta fazool is probably our biggest hit. It's it starts as it was really a soup base, but it has northern beans, kale. It's a pasta dish, but it's and a lot of fresh vegetables, carrots, onions, green peppers. Like everything in it is fresh.
Now, tell us where you store all these recipes. Are they held on a computer, or how do you keep track of everything that you, all the recipes you develop?
At this point, this little small box right here contains most of our recipes, but we're in the process of trying to put together a binder with more standardized.
Can you pull out one of the secret recipes and show it to us?
Well, they're not really secret, but sure. Let's see, well, we're doing macaroni and cheese, so maybe we'll pull one of those out.
So, can you show that to the camera there? Now, I notice on this it says...
That's the wrong side.
It says 70 pounds of noodles. Is that the typical amount that's needed for the whole district to eat macaroni and cheese for the day?
Everybody except ACS and high school gets fed out of here. High school and ACS pretty much do their own menu. So yeah, 70 pounds of noodles will pretty much take care of everybody.
So most people at home are used to cooking small batches of food for their family. How do you cook those same type of meals but on a larger scale?
You use pretty much the same recipes. You just have to convert the measurements and a lot of trial and error.
So, Jen, what's this station called?
We call it the production station.
And what's going on here today?
They are getting stuff ready for tomorrow. This is pretty much a prep station. So what they'll do is, we have steak burritos on the menu tomorrow, so what they're doing now is actually making the steak burritos to get sent out so that they're ready for tomorrow.
Great. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Tell us your name, please.
I'm Debra.
And Debra, how long have you been working for the district?
4 years.
4 years, great. And has it always been in food service?
Yes.
Now, tell us what's going on here today at this station.
Well, we're making the steak burritos for tomorrow. We make them all here and they send them out and cook them at the schools.
What's that involve?
We mix up the mix. We get the tortillas ready and put the stuff on and roll them into a burrito.
Can you show us how to do one here?
Sure.
What are you doing there?
You gotta wrap it like this, flip it over, and there's your burrito.
So what happens, I see you putting them on the tray here. What happens with this now? Does it have to be cooked or stored or frozen in some way?
You put 20 on a tray, you wrap them, put them in a crust core, and the truck people take them to the schools and they cook them.
And they'll be ready for tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, thanks a lot for everything you do for us.
You're welcome.
So, Jen, it looks like we have some freshly baked cookies here. Can you tell us about those?
These are a la carte item. They're actually not, so they're an extra cost to students if they want to come in, but it's not a great snack, not nutritionally anyway, but the kids love them. And it's one of those things where you can wrap up and take home if you want, or eat after school if they need something.
And tell us about how these cookies are prepared.
They actually come in frozen, so all we really do is place them on a sheet tray and cook them.
Now, we have one of our fine students here, Jen, and we're going to actually put this cookie to a taste test here. Right. So here's Zach Peacock going to taste this cookie and tell us whether it's a thumbs up or thumbs down. Zach, what do you think?
Before I taste it?
No, let's
okay.
Taste it.
Yeah, this cookie's really good.
Is it the best cookie you ever had?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Zach. So now we're going to see how these big pots work, and we're going to actually move one of the stirrers. Is that what it's called?
The mixer. Yeah.
We're going to move one of the mixers and see actually how this thing works.
Okay. So
tell us what you're doing here.
I'm just turning the knob here, and it'll lift this right out of the pot for us. And then I'm going to let it drip to get the extra off of there. And then we usually just swing it over to our empty kettle and rinse it off. And
now what's that thing made of? It looks like some kind of plastic or metal, or what is that?
They're like plastic fingers, and they scrape the sides of the inside of the pot as it's stirring. So it's constantly keeping the food mixed and scraping along the edges.
And what's this metal part here? What is that?
That also stirs. Yep, that just mixes the food around in the center. and then this goes around the sides of the pot.
Great. Now, what are you going to do next?
I'm going to lift this out. I'm going to scrape off any of the extra so we're not wasting anything as best as I can. We're doing macaroni and cheese, so it gets kind of thick on us. And then what I'll do is I will just swing this over to my empty kettle without getting it on you and lower it down in.
Now, what's in this kettle?
This is just water that I'm putting in here to rinse this off. And this will just go down in here. And then we'll rinse it and we'll stir it so it'll rinse it off, and then I'll come back and I'll clean it, take it apart, reassemble it.
Now, how do you clean this one out?
This actually has a handle that it'll tip down. It'll lower the pot down, and once it's empty, we use the hose, rinse it out, we scrub it, and then there's a drain on the bottom that you open this up, there's a tube that goes under there and it drains the waste and the water out.
Good morning. I'm here at the burrito station again, and who am I talking to here?
Joan Halloran.
Joan, how long have you been working for the district?
I retired, and today's my first day back.
Oh, great.
So I don't know too much.
Before you retired, how long were you with us?
18 years.
Great. And was that whole 18 years in food service?
Yes.
Well, Joan, tell us what you're doing right now.
I'm making burritos.
And what's that involve?
Well, it looks like there's steak in here, chopped up steak, cheese, onions, and peppers.
Now,
green peppers.
Is this a favorite of the students, or do you know how they like these burritos?
Oh, I bet they love them.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to us, Joan. Great. So we're here at the back end of the burrito station here. Tell us what's going on here.
We are rolling up 700 and something burritos for the children to eat tomorrow for lunch.
And is that 700 going to feed all our kids, or is that...
No, not all. That's probably maybe half for the kids.
Now,
about half the kids will take the burritos.
Now, I forgot to ask, what's your name?
My name is Chad LeBate.
Hey, Chad, how long have you been working for the district?
I think 5 years, about 5 years.
And before that, what were you doing?
I lived in Florida. I did a lot of restaurant work in Florida.
Now, when you hear these 5 years, has it always been with food service?
I started custodial, but came to food service because it's more my kind of area.
Now, in addition to prepping food and making burritos, what else do you do when you're here at food service?
Serve the children, stock drinks and vending machines.
So, after you prep the food in the morning, do you actually work in the Boynton cafeteria?
I go to Northeast Elementary to work and serve the children up there at lunch.
Any special hello you want to give to your students?
All of Northeast students. Thank you very much. It's been a great year. I love you guys. And it's been awesome. Thank you.
Tell us your name.
Terry Nunez.
Now, Terry, what do you do here?
I am the food service program clerk.
And can you tell us what that involves?
I deal with the online payments, make sure that they all match up and get onto the students' accounts correctly. I deal with delinquent accounts if we need to collect money that people need to pay on their accounts. Any questions that parents might have, I answer, and do paying of the invoices.
Now, Terry, tell us, are you the person responsible for those great robocalls that we all receive about food lunch accounts?
Well, we'll let the technology department be responsible for those. It's all computerized. I don't have any say. Anybody that owes money, if they owe a penny, they get a robocall.
Now, tell us how that robocall system works.
If their account shows minus 1 cent or more, behind the scenes, the computer knows what to do. It pulls the phone number that's in the system, the main phone number that's in our district student base, and it will call that phone number and leave a message, or, if somebody answers the phone, it will leave the message with the person, how much is owed on the account, what school the child goes to.
Now, tell us, how long have you been working for the district?
8 years.
And has that whole 8 years been in food service?
It has been in food service. I'm not sure. I think I've been in the office for about 5 of the 8 years.
And before you came to the office, what were you doing?
I was out on the floor working in the salad area and out in the elementary schools.
Tell us your name, please.
Michelle Yapel.
And Michelle, what do you do for the district?
I'm the account clerk. I basically file the reimbursement report for the state on all the meals sold. I put together a profit and loss statement to report to the board each month. Basically just kind of coordinate all the data that comes from the individual schools, the financial data, and put it all together, help with accounts payable, paying the bills, and billing and receiving.
Jen, looks like we have some more cooking utensils here. Can you tell us what these things are?
These are all components to any mixer that I've already showed you. Like that big wisp that's right there, that would go in a bowl that hooks to this Hobart mixer for like, let's see, if we make, like for the macaroni and cheese, for instance, if we have to make the roux, like the flour and the water that you mix together to thicken macaroni and cheese, we would put it in a bowl and use that wisp to mix it up. This is a food processor. What it does is it chops stuff. If we need stuff that's comes bulk, like green peppers or onions and stuff, instead of doing it all by hand, we can put it in this machine and it chops it up small.
So show us how it works.
Well, what you do is you just put the vegetables in here. You make sure the safety thing is locked. You plug it in. Put the vegetables right in this bowl right here. You turn it on, and the blade is underneath this. So as this turns, it's cutting the vegetables underneath here, and then you just scoop it out with your hand as it comes out.
Jen, can you tell us what this machine does?
This is another food processing machine which chops things. We can also make like homemade salad dressings and stuff in here. It's just a big mixer. It's a little bit bigger than the one I just showed you in front of the dish room, and a little bit smaller than the kettle. So it's, for those.
Great. Now, Jen, you said that this kitchen serves food for the whole district. Can you tell us how the food gets distributed and out to all the various schools?
Yep. Once it's done, it's panned up, and if we cook it, it goes into one of these brown warmers. These are thermal carriers, so it will keep the heat so it stays nice and hot. So what we do is we put the pans in here, and then we close it up, and we have tags for every school that we give food to. So if we're sending food to Fall Creek, we put Fall Creek's in here, and we label it Fall Creek.
And how long can the food stay warm once it's put in one of these containers?
It stays warm for quite a long time, probably 4 or 5 hours. It'll stay nice and hot.
Now, Jen, can you tell us how do these containers get to the various schools?
A couple of members of our grounds department actually come over and help us out with that. So they have our delivery truck, and these warmers go on our delivery truck with all the other food that we send out. And they take it to the schools, and right there is our delivery schedule. So they leave the first route, they leave here about 7, and this is the order they go in. And they arrive back here probably around 9-ish, load up a second load, and go to the second run, which is right over there.
All right, Jen, so now it looks like we're walking into some type of stockroom. Tell us about this.
This is the dry stock area. This is where we store all of our dry products. Like, we get a lot of government commodities like canned vegetables and canned fruits. This is where we store them.
When you say government commodities, do you pay for that, or how do we get those kind of things?
Our warehouse is in Broome, Tioga. The government surplus, pretty much. We do have to tell them what we would specifically want. We have a list that we go through to decide which kind of stuff we want them to send us, and they send us what they can.
And Jen, you talked a little bit before about moving to healthier choices. Can you tell us about the efforts and the things that you and Denise are trying to do to have healthier offerings for our students?
Well, this year we had a partnership with Moosewood and the New York.
Who's Moosewood?
It's a local restaurant. They're located on the Commons in Ithaca. And New York State Coalition for Healthy Foods. Between the three of us, we got together and we designed some new recipes, which are plant-based.
So Jen, we know some of our students may have allergies to peanuts and other things. Can you tell us how the food service department keeps track of that and deals with students with the food allergies?
Sure thing. What happens at the very beginning of every school year, we get together with a nurse and she gives us a list of students with allergies here and what allergies they have. And what we do is we take that student's name. They all have accounts in our computer system. And we put that allergy in so that when the kid comes, he gets his lunch and he comes up to the register to ring in his number to pay for his lunch or ring in his lunch, it red flags us to whatever allergy that kid has. So the big red thing comes up on our screen so that the cashier knows, hey, let's look at his plate and see if there's something on there he's not supposed to have. So big red alert comes up, we check his plate, and if he's good, we let him go. If he's not, we say, sorry, pal, you can't have that.
Tell us a little bit about our composting efforts.
Well, we started a couple years ago when Dale McLean was still here. He piloted a compost program where we actually have compostable trays. So all the trays that we serve our lunch on are all compostable. And we have bins located 3 or 4 areas in every cafeteria, not just here, elementary schools. The whole district is doing the compost. And they're labeled compost, and we're doing pretty good with it. The kids are really identifying what's compostable, what's recyclable, and what's garbage. So it's helping a lot.
ICSD TV presents the people who work in the Ithaca City School District.